Hey, thanks for making it to Veterans Info Tap. I'm glad you made it. There is a piece of legislation out there that will increase pay by $833 per month, $10,000 per year. I'm going to go through kind of the highlights of it, and then I'm going to jump into the one pager from Congress on this specific bill that, oh, by the way, they say they have identified funding to make this happen. So we'll see what happens here. I'll tell you, though, that if you don't reach out to your congressional members and tell them that you agree with pieces of legislation, there's less likelihood, right? So the more noise that we make as a constituency, the better off we will be. And a win for one is a win for all. So even if this specific piece of legislation does not directly impact you, it might be the beginning of that snowball. Some get the increase, then others will follow, if you get what I'm saying. So before we jump into it, though, I do want to throw out a very special thank you to T Sterling 009. Thank you so much for the super comment, super chat thing. I really do appreciate your support very much, T Sterling 009. All right, so let's jump into it here. This is the Sherry Briley and Eric Edmondson Veterans Benefits Expansion Act. Now, again, it may or may not impact you, but there's two things with this. One, a win for one is a win for all, because this is the complete opposite of what we've been hearing in newspapers and other individuals out there talking about benefits. So this is a good thing. So that's one, right? Helping out those that need the help and all of that stuff is the number one thing. The number two thing is this might be the beginning of a gradual increasing different benefits that we already have. And that's an important piece. I see it all the time. Everybody complains about it. So let's go ahead and read through this, just a basic overview with a few bullet points on different aspects of it. Then we'll jump into the one pager. So hang on with me, hit the thumbs up, all that good stuff. I really appreciate it. All right. So again, the bill is the Sherry Briley and Eric Edmondson Veterans Benefits Expansion Act, and it would provide an additional $10,000 annually for veterans with catastrophic injuries. Now, you might ask yourself, what is a catastrophic injury? And in this stuff, there is some indications on what they are talking about. So let's just kind of get through it and we'll see what they're saying. I'm not going to put words in anybody's mouth with this stuff until things come out that are a little more clear. All right, so with catastrophic injuries, this legislation is designed to provide a significant increase in disability compensation, which has not seen a meaningful rise in decades for this group of veterans. The bill aims to help cover the high costs associated with their conditions, such as therapy and medical care. Again, number one, yes, this needs to happen for that group of individuals. Number two, the number two piece, there's acknowledgement that there has not been an increase in disability compensation over the years. So could lead to further expansions. So let's go ahead and we'll go through these 4 bullet points here, and then we'll jump into the one pager. So what is it? The Sherry Briley and Eric Edmondson Veterans Benefits Expansion Act proposes an annual increase of $10,000 for veterans with catastrophic injuries like paralysis, limb loss, and traumatic brain injury. So again, vague. Welcome to the world of VA. Welcome to the world of legislation and all of that. So the bottom line is they say like. So for example, paralysis, limb loss, and traumatic brain injury. I'll add in there to name a few. So there could be other things. Let's move on. Next bullet point. Why is it needed? This increase is intended to address the significant financial strain caused by catastrophic disabilities, which has not seen adequate support by benefits for many years. Now, I'm going to kind of add in there, if this is the direction that we're going, which I agree with, right? I mean, I agree with all of this stuff. So if this is the direction we're going, then I would think the logical next step would be, okay, catastrophic injuries, increase, absorb that, everything's good. The next situation is, okay, well, maybe TDIU gets revamped and has a higher rating since they can't work, where you have two people, one at 100%, we'll just say PNT, 100% PNT, and they can go work, and then TDIU can't work, so they're stuck at this whatever the government gives them. So maybe due to their service connected disabilities, their earning capacity has been diminished, and now they are on TDIU. Maybe that should be increased, right? Just kind of throwing that out there as a possibility of the cascading effects of this. So I would say that would be the next group that champions it. Then the next group is all of the disability compensation folks out there as well. So let's see. Other provisions. The bill also includes an annual 1% increase for the next 5 years to the monthly support for survivors of veterans and military members who have died from their injuries. So this is for survivors, and that's fantastic. It's a 1% increase, but it's for 5 years, 1%, 1%. And so it's actually more than 5% based on today's numbers, because you're going to compound that increase each time, right? So anyway, that's a good add-on in this. The next one here, last bullet point, status. This is a proposed bill. It has been introduced by the House Republicans, and is supported by veteran advocacy groups like Paralyzed Veterans of America, great organization, PVA. It is currently under consideration by the House Committee on Veterans Affairs. Again, it will go nowhere fast if nobody's jumping up and down for it, right? Sure, we have PVA, but where are we, the constituency? And I'll tell you this, if it doesn't affect you, but it's the right thing, pick up the phone, right? Tell your congressional members that you support this. And then vice versa, right? There's going to be something someday that impacts you, and you're going to want your brothers on your left and right to reach out and support it for you, right? Just like the Major Richard Starr Act. I keep pushing on it. I've made phone calls. I've done all of that, and here we are. But the bottom line is that we can't stop the noise, right? We got to keep talking. All right, so let me pull up this one pager here, which I'm trying to do. Here we are. All right. So this is the one pager from the House Committee on Veterans Affairs regarding the Sherry Briley and Eric Edmondson Veterans Benefits Expansion Act. So the background, the Sherry Briley and Eric Edmondson Veterans Benefits Expansion Act, and instead of saying that every time, I'm probably just going to say the Benefits Expansion Act. Moving on. Introduced by Representative Tom Barrett, would create a significant increase in benefits for a forgotten group of veterans and their families for the first time in over 20 years. Sherry Briley is the surviving spouse of CW3, Chief Warrant Officer 3, Donovan Lee Bull Briley, an Army Special Operations Black Hawk helicopter pilot who tragically lost his life in Mogadishu, Somalia, during Operation Gothic Serpent, while providing aviation support to the ground forces that were part of the United Nations peacekeeping mission objective at the time in 1993. Donovan and his fellow soldiers' actions inspired the movie Black Hawk Down, and his story of service continues to be told today. Following her husband's death, Sherry Briley has made it her mission to honor fallen service members by ensuring the families left behind are never forgotten, and they receive the survivor benefits they have earned. Surviving spouses like Sherry Briley would directly benefit from the expansions this bill would make to VA survivor benefits. Remember, it's the 1% for the next 5 years. So that's a great add-on in this bill. Next segment here is Sergeant Eric Edmondson is an Army veteran whose vehicle was hit by an IED on October 2nd, 2005 in Iraq. Eric sustained life-changing injuries, including an anoxic brain injury, which changed the course of his life by ending his ability to speak or walk. Despite these challenges, Eric continues to lead a full life through enhanced medical technology and therapy. Sergeant Edmondson's wife and his parents serve as his full-time caregivers to allow him to still do things he enjoys, including going to the gym, doing yoga, painting, and spending quality time with his 2 children. Families of catastrophically disabled veterans like the Edmondsons would directly benefit from the benefits expansions this bill would make to allow veterans like Eric to live comfortably in exchange for their service in uniform. I wasn't going to say the full thing. The Veterans Benefits Expansion Act would, and they got 3 bullet points here, increase the monthly support payment that survivors receive by an additional 1% annually for the next 5 years, providing a needed increase for these survivors who have not seen a non-inflation increase since 1993. The bill would also significantly raise the monthly benefits rate for catastrophically service-connected disabled veterans with a traumatic brain injury or other severe disabilities that require regular round-the-clock in-home medical care, offering an additional $10,000 annually. Over the next 5 years, over 500,000 disabled veterans and their families would positively be impacted by these changes. This bill would be the first significant increase for this cohort of veterans in decades. For years, veteran service organizations have emphasized the need for improved benefits for catastrophically injured veterans, their families, and their survivors. This bill would answer the call from VSOs for veterans, dependents, catastrophically injured veterans needing in-home care, and veterans survivors receiving VA dependency indemnity compensation benefits to grant them the benefits they've earned. The Veterans Benefits Expansion Act is fully offset, meaning that they have found funding for it somewhere. That is a good thing when trying to get any dollar figure piece of legislation pushed through. So 4 bullet points here. The message, and again, this is the end of it's kind of a 1 page. It's a 1 1/3 pager. So the message piece here is 4 bullet points. It says the Sherry Briley and Eric Edmondson Veterans Benefits Expansion Act would transform the lives of over 500,000 veterans and their families, filling crucial gaps in VA benefits delivery. American heroes, families like the Brileys and the Edmondsons, and the hundreds of thousands more like them should never have to worry if they will be able to make ends meet. The Sherry Briley and Eric Edmondson Veterans Benefits Expansion Act would deliver vital support to the catastrophically injured, widows, dependents, and survivors, many of whom have not seen their benefits properly expanded in decades. Last bullet here, the Sherry Briley and Eric Edmondson Veterans Benefits Expansion Act would enhance the lives of veterans living with limb loss, severe disabilities, quadriplegia, paraplegia, and their families to deliver on the debt we owe to those who have served. And with that, that concludes it. The overall message is, look, even if it doesn't impact you directly, invest a little bit in our brothers and sisters. We need to absolutely speak as one voice to get things done. And down the road, those roles will be reversed, right? There's going to be another person out there who it doesn't impact, but they're going to reach out and make that phone call for you on the issues that we're trying to get taken care of on another issue, another side, right? You get it. With that, thanks for watching. I appreciate you very much. Have a great one. And remember, if we don't take care of each other, something went wrong.